Debonair. Okay.
Good, y'all. Shout out to Notification Gang for hitting the like button. And the video ain't even starts yet. Y'all the realest ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. Teens are currently being charged as adults for R-wording a 12-year-old girl. Y'all know we cannot say that word. It is what it is. According to court records, 12-year-old Jones restrained the victim, rocks in her mouth, so she could not scream. That's one here. That's the youngest one. That's the 12-year-old, allegedly, right? Everything here is said in this video is alleged, okay? 13-year-old Nelson Nunez, this one right here, then committed the violent act. 14-year-old Xavier Tyson also participated, and fourth boy witnessed the incident. So this is a 14-year-old. This is the oldest. This is the oldest. Let's get into the news. I got the article, of course, pulled up for you guys, so we can go through everything. Let me just make sure I leave this picture up here. While matter of fact, let me shrink myself a little bit. I got y'all. Let me do it like this. So then that way we can see the pictures of the boys that allegedly did this. Let's get into the video. Again, I got the news article immediately after. Let's get into it, y'all, so we hear more.
Attorneys for the boys charged in the sexual assault of a 12-year-old girl entered not guilty pleas on their behalf.
Their families dispute police reports are pushing for their release. Shanae Amara live outside of that courthouse after speaking with family and attorneys with the latest. Shanae.
Yeah, so ladies, this was the first real hearing in adult court here, and we watched as a mother sat in the gallery of that courtroom, visibly emotional, listening to attorneys argue that her 12-year-old son should not be sitting in adult jail. Now, the judge was not ready to move on that, setting a future court hearing to discuss that. So for now, those boys will be remaining in custody.
He is not the child you guys are making him out to be. He was visiting for the summer. This is a 12-year-old boy we're talking about. We're going to leave him in jail and put a life charge on a young man.
Emotions from a father setting the tone outside of...
Real quick. I don't like what you just said. You're going to put a life charge on a young man. Sir, if your child is found guilty of doing this, if they found your child's DNA on, in, or around this 12-year-old girl, if they find that it was indeed forced, because this is way too early for any of us to even figure out what the hell happened or what was happening during that time, right? You're trying to say, oh, well, these types of charges shouldn't apply to my child because he's 12. Who gives a damn? I think them being charged as adults is accurate. I think it's a good charge. If this is true, you mean to tell me you had 3 kids, some way, somehow, got in the vicinity of a 12-year-old girl, forced her, one held her down, the other 2 committed the acts, stuffed rocks in her mouth so she couldn't scream. What is happening? You don't think that should be taken serious? I think it should be taken serious, sir. So, again, if this is true, yes, your child needs to have this life charge this charge attached to his life. It should be visible. Because do y'all want to know what I was doing at 12 years old? 12 years old, what was I doing at 12 years old? I had my Game Boy SP. I was trying to think up of strategies to beat the goddamn Elite Four. That's what I was doing at 12 years old. I was trying to complete my goddamn Pokedex. That's what the hell I was goddamn doing. I was building my damn Yu-Gi-Oh deck to be the best Blue Eye, because I love Blue Eyes at the time. I like Dark Magician too. But I was trying to build up my goddamn Blue Eyes White Dragon deck when I was 12 years old. That's what the hell I was damn doing at 12 years old. Not thinking about anything closely related to this. So whatever is happening here, your child was exposed to something that your child wasn't supposed to see for them to want to even act this thing out on anyone, let alone a damn 12-year-old child. And I was reading the comments, right? And we'll get into all that. I was reading the comments. They were saying that allegedly, again, everything here is alleged. I was reading the comments under the original video where they were saying, "Oh, it wasn't forced. She consented to them letting them run a train on her and all this, that, and the third." Y'all, again, I would assume all of these things will come out in court. We have to, again, I don't have that much faith in the justice system, so it is what it is. But I will hope that everything will come out as far as the details and all those other things of what actually happened. I will hope that everything comes out. Because, again, this is just crazy to me. When I first heard of it, I was like, what the hell is going on? What is happening? So again, y'all, I read the comments. I see all the nonsense that everybody been talking about. All right, cool. Again, we have to wait and see what the hell is happening. I just didn't like what the damn dad said, because if your son actually did this, sir, I don't give a damn if this charge was attached to his whole goddamn life. I don't give a damn. No child should have to fear walking down the street or whatever the case may be. No parent should have to fear, oh my God, my 12-year-old daughter is going to have rocks stuffed in her mouth so she can't scream. I don't want to hear that. Let's keep going.
Courtroom as attorneys enter pleas inside.
Judge, he's in custody, and I also have the mother.
For his son and a co-defendant, 2 of the 3 boys charged in the rape of a 12-year-old girl.
We both will be fighting hard to get our clients out of jail.
So to be clear, you pled not guilty on all the charges for your client.
That's correct.
A grand jury indicted the boys on various charges, including kidnapping and false imprisonment. Defense attorneys argue their clients should not be housed in adult jail, but prosecutors point.
So you also have kidnapping and false imprisonment along with sexual assault. And if I'm not mistaken, that's probably going to be multiple charges of sexual assault, because it's going to be sexual assault. It's going to be sexual assault of a minor, probably going to be battery because they stuff in her rocks in her goddamn mouth. They're probably looking at 6 to 8 charges each. I don't know. That's why I got the article pulled up. But let's keep going.
To the serious nature of the charges, they say began here in June of last year.
Was really sad to hear that.
Police say 3 boys, at the time 14, 13, and 12, attacked a girl in this Overtown community garden. The minors are in custody and did not appear in court Monday, but faced a bond court judge last month.
So you're 12 years old?
Yes.
The report claims one of the boys put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming, while another boy raped her.
Yeah, even if you guys listen, a lot of y'all defense here is trying to say that this was consensual. It doesn't sound consensual to me. I've never, listen, out of all my years of being active with whatever chick I was sexually active with, I never thought to myself, let me put damn rocks in her mouth. Again, y'all, this is just a lot. Let's keep going.
Girl told detectives they finally stopped after hearing her father call her name. Meanwhile, back in court,
The prosecutors have to give us all the information that they have in this case.
emotional outbursts from a family after a judge ordered 12-year-old Josiah Jones and 13-year-old Nelson Nunez to stay in jail, held without bond.
You guys are making him out to be a rapist, which he is not. These allegations are bogus.
Again, that was a family of Jones. Jones is disputing the police report. Now, for now, the boys will remain in custody until an author hearing that is set for the 18th of this month. The judge will then determine if they will remain charged as adults and held as adults as well.
So the 18th is literally, depending on when I drop this video, it's on about a week and some change away. So more than likely, I'm going to have to come back and do an update after that court date to provide you guys, obviously, with an update and stuff like that, so we can continue to go on from there. But I'm telling y'all right now, it's not looking too good. From the things that I've been reading and the things that I've been seeing, it seems as if these boys actually forced this girl to do this. And again, I'm trying to look at it from all sides, y'all, because everybody love jumping in my comments talking about I'm biased and all this. Cool, whatever. I'm trying to look at it from both sides, but I think this is a good charge. Being charged as an adult, doing this stuff, I think is a good charge. Hey, sorry. I think it's a good charge because this is crazy. This is crazy. At 12 years old, y'all, do y'all know what the hell I was? Bro, what? 12 years old? Do y'all remember the Jackie Chan Adventures, man? I remember they had was it McDonald's or Burger King? They had the talismans, the toys. I was trying to collect all the goddamn talismans. That's what I was doing at 12 years old. Even if y'all say, oh, well, it was consensual because, she wanted to have a train ran on her. I wasn't there, so obviously I can't tell y'all. But it just sounds unbelievable. It just sounds unbelievable. And I am always open to the possibility of being wrong. If I am wrong, y'all know me. I have no problem. I will come out and do another video and apologize to these 3 young men. But I'm telling you right now, I honestly believe this is a good charge. Charging them as an adult. It's making sense. You have one boy, which was a 12-year-old, allegedly, holding the girl down while the other 2 boys allegedly assaulted her sexually. If this is true, this is a good charge. Again, let's keep going.
It is important to note that 2 of the suspects are charged with sexual battery. That would be Nunez and another boy that you did not see in that video package, in that piece.
Talk about Xavier Tyson. Talking about these 2 people. So again, y'all, he allegedly held her down while these 2 allegedly assaulted her. What did she just say? There's only 2 of the 3 boys that's being charged with a sexual assault, which is these 2. So now I understand where the father is coming from. The father is trying to say, oh, well, he didn't sexually assault the 12-year-old, the other 2 boys did, but he's still an accomplice. It doesn't matter. He was there assisting this assault to happen. If you're robbing a bank, if you have 3 boys robbing a bank and he's the getaway driver, and these 2 are the ones that walks in and rob a bank, they're going to be charged as robbery. He's going to be charged with accessory of robbery. If anything, they're probably going to charge him with the same amount of time or crime as the other 2. So again, I get where he's coming from, but sir, you're still incorrect. I think it's a good charge.
The 3rd suspect, Xavier Tyson, had his hearing reset in his case, and that case is going to be transferred to another judge. For now, reporting live in Miami, Shanae Morrow, NBC 6 News.
Before we get into the article, y'all, I actually have a video, I believe, of the mother or the aunt or something like that. Let's get into this video. It's a fairly lengthy video, so I'm not going to watch the whole thing. We'll probably watch maybe a minute, maybe 2. Hell, maybe 3 if it's good. And then we'll get into the article because, again, like I said, I want to get a full breakdown of who's getting charged with what. I want a full breakdown of what they know now as far as the DNA and all those other things. So let's get into this, y'all.
Spanish Honduran, he don't give a fuck. He savage. So he like, shit, you been talking about you wanted to do this to me. You finna, do me like this. So I guess he got aggressive with her, and she was like, oh no, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna sleep with all of y'all. I'm only sleeping with him. So I guess whatever happened, while they was running the train on her, the lady who stayed upstairs must have on her way down to check her mail, or you get what I'm saying, drop her garbage or whatever. She seen them, because how the building is made, where the lady who seen the kids is like right there, and the farm is right there. So you can look over her balcony and see everything was going on in the farm. So I guess she spotted them. So in the mix of her spotted them, she like, what y'all doing in there? So that's when she want to yell, y'all stop, y'all stop, y'all stop. But she went home. She never told her mama anything. Going on 2 days. She never told her mama anything. When the lady came to find out who daughter it was, she went and told the stepdaddy. So when the lady told the stepdaddy, that's when the little girl went to tell her mama. They dragged her from the park, they took her there, and they raped her. I ain't justifying nothing. Let me tell you something. I ain't.
Real quick, y'all, because I'm listening and I'm trying to read the comments also too as well. But this is the perfect comment. So how did Rocks get into her mouth? Perfect comment. What did I say earlier? If this was a consensual train, right? And again, I told y'all the first time I saw a girl that was my age and pregnant, I was in 6th grade. What was that? 11, 10, 11, 12? So I'm not saying that kids that young are not sexually active. That's not what I said. That's never been a part of my argument here. What I'm saying is, from what I've read so far, from what I've heard so far, from the details that's been presented to me, it sounds like an assault. It sounds like she was forced. I've never thought to myself, let me put rocks in your mouth. And again, I know some people is into like, BDSM and all this other thing, being gagged and all this other nonsense, but not rocks. Come on, y'all. Again, a lot of, listen, and again, I think this is one of the mothers or the aunt or some crap like that. I don't know, but she's just doing way too much. The story alone is crazy. The story alone is crazy. Because what did she just say? She said, allegedly, the girl agreed to sleep with one of the boys. She, per your own admission, what did she just say? The little girl agreed to sleep with one of the boys. And then what she say? Oh, I'm not trying to sleep with all y'all. And then they all still went anyway. That's still sexual assault right there. She consented to one boy. Assuming everything she's saying is correct. She consented to sleep with one of the boys. She said verbatim, I did not want to sleep with all of y'all. Only one of y'all. Let's keep going. Again, hey, I ain't that educated, but I can listen.
Let's sit here and read y'all comment. I got on here to check her. If you gonna tell a story the right way. Don't get on here trying to make it seem like my nephew on a run and for none of that. Cause if he get
there you go. So she's the auntie.
direct 5-2, he already got a lawyer. But I know at the end of the day, your daughter ain't telling the truth. Your daughter only pressing charges because you forcing her to press charges. Your daughter was never a virgin before she got touched.
Oh Lord.
So what I'm supposed to sit here and say? All they ass need they ass whoop. I'm an old school mama. I beat ass. My oldest daughter, 19 years old, 20 years old. I don't play that. I'm not none of them mama that side with no child. When you right, you right. When you wrong, you wrong. I ain't justify what none of them did. But when you get on social media, you trying to make it seem like, oh, it's just one side, when in reality, you know the truth, and it's not that side. That ain't finna go down like that, especially when it comes to my family. How she know everything that happened and she wasn't there? Okay. Nobody got nothing to say? Like I said, exactly. Whether it's my nephew, right is right, wrong is wrong. I never justified what they did was right. At the end of the day, I told them they goofy. All y'all going out of that one little pussy, it's plenty of little young girls out here that's fast. I didn't even fuck with my nephew for doing what he did because I got daughters too. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying they right what they did, but when y'all get on social media and trying to say certain things that's not true, I ain't finna sit there and let you say nothing about my nephew. He's not on no run. He has a court date. He goes in on the 5th. That's the reason why the news saying he's not getting charged as a juvenile. If anything.
Another comment. That is, again, our word. If she only wanted to have sex and consented to one boy, why did the other boys penetrate her? That's our word. Thank you. Thank you. Ma'am, per your own admission, if you are 100% correct, if everything you're saying is true, Because again, I wasn't there, she wasn't there, none of us was goddamn there. The only people that was there is the 3 damn boys and the little girl. We don't know what happened. The little 12-year-old girl probably is lying. We don't know. I'm telling you right now. That's the reason why we're gonna get to the article soon, because I want to know did like, especially with the rocks being in her mouth, did the police, when they took a swab of her mouth, did they find dirt in her mouth? Did they find rock particles in her mouth or in her throat or whatever the case may be? Was her mouth or teeth bruised, or was her teeth damaged, or gums bleeding, anything like that from them trying to shove rocks in her mouth? These are questions that I need answered, because if, again, perfect comment, because like I said earlier, she said, per her own admission, she said the child agreed, the 12-year-old girl agreed to have sex with one of them. Whether it was Xavier Tyson, or Nelson Nunez, I don't know. She agreed to sleep with one of them. But then they still, the other boys still penetrated her. That right there, case closed. Case closed. That is rape. Let's keep going.
You heard her say in the beginning, the other little boy didn't get charged. That's the other little boy that she was having sex with before. So how y'all not finna charge him? But y'all charging the rest. Y'all supposed to charge all of them that was there. It wasn't just them 3 there. It was about 5, 6, 7 boys in that field.
Oh, hold on. What the hell?
So why is only them that's getting charged? All of them should get charged. Not just certain ones, but at the end of the day, like I said, she got on here and said something about my nephew is on a run. He's not on a run. He has a court date. He's going to court. Talk about running. Man, bitch, don't play with me.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I can't hear no more. Let's get into this article, y'all. Let's get into the article. Oh, let me pull the picture back up. There we go. Oops. I like the wrong comment. Can I make this smaller? I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I think this is the smallest. Yeah, this is the smallest it can go. That sucks. All right, so I'll just leave that here like this, and then how are we gonna do this, y'all? All right, I'll just pull a picture up later on. I'm sorry. I wanted to keep the pictures up. Unfortunately, my computer don't want to work with me. 3 suspects, ages 12, 13, and 15, are arrested in, can't say the word, of 12-year-old girl in Miami. 3 young suspects are facing charges in the R-word of a 12-year-old girl at a community garden in Miami last year. Oh, this happened last year? Whoa. This happened June 18th of 2025. So when was this article posted? This article was literally just posted a few days. Okay. All right, let's keep going. I thought this was recent, so my apologies, y'all. I am late, apparently. 3 suspects aged 12, 13, and 15 were initially arrested after the alleged, again, that happened on June 18, 2025, but records show 2 of them. The 12-year-old and 13-year-old were booked into the Metro West Detention Center on Thursday to face adult charges. Why did it take this long? That's hold on. It's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's I'm not gonna lie. That's a bit much. Why did it take this long? Both the 12-year-old and 13-year-old appeared in court in a court Friday, where a judge ordered them held without bond until their next court appearance. Records showed the 15-year-old had an arraignment hearing in adult court scheduled for Friday. According to arrest reports, the 12-year-old is charged with aggravated battery and false imprisonment. The 13-year-old is charged with sexual battery on a minor by a minor, kidnapping. The 15-year-old is charged with sexual battery, false imprisonment, lewd and lascivious conduct with a child. Yeah, again, like I said, y'all, there's the breakdowns of these types of charges. When you're having like assault and batteries, and then assault and battery with a minor, when you're having charges such as sexual assault, and then a sexual assault with a minor, then you have lewd and lascivious conduct, then lewd and lascivious conduct with a child. Like there's different levels, y'all. There's different tiers. So that's why I'm saying, we want a full breakdown. So let's continue going. According to the arrest reports, the victim said she was leaving a friend's house on Northwest 3rd Avenue when she saw the 3 suspects and a witness. She said the 13-year-old boy grabbed her and took her to the Greenhaven Project at 1160 Northwest 2nd Avenue, a community garden in Overtown. The girl said she was screaming as the 13-year-old took her to a couch in the garden as the other 2 suspects, the witness, wait, what? The girl said she was screaming as a 13-year-old took her to a couch in the garden. I guess they had a couch outside. I don't know what's happening. I'm thinking inside of an apartment complex. I'm not too sure what's happening. In the garden as the other 2 suspects and witnesses followed. So remember, apparently there was multiple boys from what the lady is saying. She's saying there was 5 or 6 boys. She said he sexually battered her as the other 2 suspects assisted. The report said the witness didn't participate. The girl said. The girl told investigators the 13-year-old only stopped when they heard her father calling her name and they ran off. Detectives interviewed the witness who confirmed the victim's story and said he didn't intervene because he was outnumbered and was afraid of getting beat up. So they have the little girl, they have a witness who said that he saw everything and refused to intervene because he didn't want to get beat up because he was being outnumbered. But y'all saying that, not y'all, but certain people trying to defend this, saying that it was consensual. This is what's confusing me. This is what's confusing me. Greenhaven Project said in a statement Friday that they were deeply saddened and disturbed by the tragic incident that occurred on our premises. While the individuals involved are minors, we unequivocally condemn this behavior. Such conduct is completely contrary to the values of safety, respect, and community that our organization works diligently to uphold. We support the appropriate legal processes and accountability in this matter. The statement read, the GHP maintains perimeter security measures, including fencing and protective barriers, and we are fully cooperating with the law enforcement as they continue their investigation. That's it. I hate when they do these little short ass articles, y'all. It irritates the hell out of me. It irritates the hell out of me. Y'all, do y'all want to keep hearing this this lady and her nonsense? I don't. If I'm being brutally honest, I really don't care to hear anymore anything else she has to say. Because again, per her own admission, she just basically said the child was R-worded again. If everything you're saying is true, you said the girl consented to one of the boys. She's saying there was 5 or 6 different boys. You know, it's not in the police report, so ma'am, unfortunately, I gotta say that that's inaccurate. She's saying that the little girl consented to 1. The other boy or boys should not have went along then. The little 12-year-old girl agreed to sleep with one of the little boys. That should have been just that. The fact that everybody followed and was trying to be whatever, no. I agree with the charges. I think the charges are good charges. I think these are good. I think it's a good charge. I think it's a good charge, y'all. Let's keep listening to this before we get up out of here, because I'm mentally done, because I just, the nonsense that's coming out of her mouth. Notice that she hasn't responded to the rocks, or yet she hasn't responded yet. A lot of people saying the same thing in the comments, that she's responding to people calling them stupid, calling them dumb, and saying to kiss your ass and all this other dumbass nonsense. But the people, multiple people in your comment section, ma'am, was saying, what about the rocks? Let's keep going.
I said, at the end of the day, his auntie got lawyer fee. So whatever lawyer fee I gotta pay for mine, he's straight. Long as mine's straight, my nephew's straight, that's all that matter. I don't give 2 fucks. I could give 3-5 fucks of what she's saying, or what the rest of y'all side with. Cause at the end of the day, I'm not saying my nephew wrong, but at the end of the day, that's still my nephew. I still gotta stand by his side. I still gotta be his auntie. I still gotta be the one to support them. Man, hey, Sherette, I'm not caring about what these motherfuckers saying. You know that, cousin. But that bitch got on social media talking about, oh, he's on a run. On a run from where? He has a court date. You want to see that? Let me show you what his lawyer talking about, boo.
Look at this comment here. Because she consented to do the first one, dumbass. The rest R-worded her. You effing said it yourself, dumbass. Yes. That's still the R word. If she didn't consent to sleep with your nephew, why was he there? What was he doing? She agreed to sleep with one, allegedly. Why were the other boys there? Ma'am, you sound stupid. I get it. It's your nephew. That's your blood. That's your family. Hey, right is right. Wrong is wrong. If this was any of my family members, again, at this age, it's extremely young, so I wouldn't disown them. But if this was one of my family members, I would have disowned them. You can't. Hell no. I ain't paying for your lawyer fee. Hell no. Take that ride up the road. You know right from wrong. At 12 years old, you know that. You know.
You see what that say, Tyson lawyer? You see what that say? They are taking cases to the grand jury on 3-5, sinking in a diamond.
Look, somebody else said it. You keep skipping the rocks part. Thank you. I said that. Why are you not acknowledging the rocks? Why aren't you acknowledging the rock part, ma'am?
I mean, as an adult. So how he run away? How he run away? And this is lawyer. You don't like the fact that they let my nephew go. That's what you didn't like. So like I said, if you gonna get on here and tell whatever you want to tell the truth, baby. Because at the end of the day, my nephew ain't on a run. He go to court. Literally.
I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm so sorry. I tried. Sorry. Don't try to comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about this video, man. Thanks for watching. And until next time, please, man, I'll be safe for her, cuz.